All right, week 5, round 3. We're up against Cam on Adat, also known as Tadano Mac. Pretty big account, has a Nihilus. I've already gone and he hasn't yet, so don't know if we've won or lost. Hopefully we can get to 3-0 for the week to try to reclaim some of the points that we lost last week. This could have been a better score because there was one mistake I made in stage 2 that cost me about 10 points, so that might just kill me this round, but we'll find out when he goes. Otherwise, some pretty big teams to fight against, so this is always good for limit testing. And yeah, let's see how everything went. Okay, so stage 1, this is kind of an old team. I'm not really sure why he's running this. It can be an efficiency sink, I guess, but also not really. You can get it done pretty cleanly with a lot of old teams without really running any risk. I was debating if I wanted to do Mortal X-Men here or not, but I figured I just think this was safer. I also had Mephisto spare, which is helped me kind of overkill this even more, although there is a little bit of anti-synergy here actually, because whenever you see Sus on the other side, BK, Old Man Logan, and Doc can immediately gain value if you can, if they fit into the rest of the team. But Mephisto here prevents stealth, so there's a little bit of anti-synergy here going on. However, there's also another fun detail that is usually forgotten in that Old Man Logan gets speed stat when there's bleeds out. So immediately, let's see, Old Man Logan, where is he? It's always the other way. So on his passive, when any enemy has bleed, this character and all mercs from any allies gain 30% speed. So why did I close it? So if we go to Dakin, for example, he's at 155. Old Man Logan is at, damn it, it's always the other way around, 156. So he still gets to go faster than the rest of the team to put out an early slow, because you want your Apocalypse to go before Thanos, and the bleed does that for you basically. So you could have brought like an Oath or something here instead to get the same thing, but Mephisto is way better than that. Otherwise, Sus gets to do his special into Old Man Logan, gets slapped around in return, speeds me up even more. I stun here Gore out of habit. It doesn't really matter, honestly. You still want Sus to take turns because he just kills himself, and with the BFE, he's not really going to do anything. Positioning here was a little wrong on my end. Usually you want APOC right next to Old Man Logan because the Retaliate will stop the chain. Here, I kind of let him chain a little bit more, but again, with the BFE, it doesn't really matter. I'm still super safe. I still want to make sure that this Sus dies before he uses his ult, so I just go into him, and then he bleeds out. Then you bring Apocalypse to do the special so that you can punch Thanos and prevent the efficiency loss from his passive triggering. And then Old Man Logan kind of just ends it. I think someone barely survives here. Yeah, so one more turn. That also does nothing, because I've just got too much barrier from the BFE. Black Knight takes a turn, and the assist ends it here. So, pretty simple and easy counter to this team. Obviously, you can still do it without Mephisto, and it's pretty safe, but this is probably a little bit more efficient. Now, stage 2 is where I made a big mistake, because there's an anti-synergy going on here that I always forget about, and it's coin flip dependent. So sometimes you're fine if you don't remember, and others you're not. So this is just vanilla Daring Warriors, which means you can't really daemon it. But what you do instead is you just bring a bunch of people with unavoidable attacks and unblockable attacks. Odin ended up doing nothing here, so this attack works very cleanly even without him, and you'll see why, because he literally did nothing. And that was the biggest problem here. So Jeff is always here to clump them together. Now in my mind, I'm trying to kill Thrasher as fast as possible so that I can get my battlefield effect out with Odin and have it stick, because if Thrasher gets to go, he's going to remove the BFE. So here Eclipse does this. So this is also a coin flip problem with Eclipse. Like there's a version of this attack where even though I would have played it kind of wrong, it still would have been fine. But Eclipse winning here is kind of what made Odin useless, because here, the fact that my Odin won the coin flip against Sentry means I should have just specialed, even though I'm not going to get the BFE. Because, and this is what I always forget, Sentry clears battlefield effect on the enemy side. So me putting out the battlefield effect right now, which I'm about to do, does 0 damage and then gets immediately cleared by Sentry. If Sentry had gone first, no problem. But I always forget about this. I should have just specialed with Odin to give myself a bunch of buffs and stay healthy. but I didn't, so that's a big mistake. And even the basic just does no damage because I'm blinded. So here I just do the Sentry special. Does a lot of damage because it's unblockable. Then again, in my mind, I'm just trying to kill this Thrasher. Because, you know, I think I have the BFE up, and I haven't really realized it's not the case. And then my Null does his thing. I was hoping to kill Speedball here, but that did not happen. And even with the Carnage special does nothing, because Eclipse barely survived as well. So maybe the play here is after Thrasher dies, always kill Eclipse, then you don't have to worry about blinds, because here I would have killed Speedball as well, but he gets the blind. Now Daredevil gets to go, and he does a bunch of bad things to me. And here I'm wondering, like, wait, why am I not swiping? And that's because I removed my own BFE. So Odin literally does nothing here. So as you can see, I lost Jeff because of that. Like, this guy should have died. She would have been dead. Like, this whole thing went wrong because I misplayed that. So I was never in any danger of losing this attack, but I've just thrown a ton of efficiency away because, you know, Void here is just going to... He can solo them at this point. But unfortunately, that's not how it played out. I was hoping my Odin would get to go before Null. Maybe I could have just basicked there and then specialed. That could have been the better thing to do, but there's no guarantee that that would have happened either. So like Carnage, I think, was still going to go faster than Odin. He definitely would have gone faster than Odin. So I think he would have died anyway. I could have tried to be sneaky and targeted Void, but at that point I was kind of annoyed at myself too much, so I just ended the fight. So yeah, this is about 10 efficiency loss because 2 people died. Odin's at low health. This should have been way cleaner, basically, and it's because I forgot about that anti-synergy. So if you're going to bring Odin and Sentry, you have to be prepared to play the fight differently, and I just completely forgot about it. Stage 3, kind of a bizarrely free room here again, because, I mean, Blue Marvel is always scary, and then this is a massive, massive Shadow Council, if I remember correctly, but they're not stopping speed stat, they're not stopping speed bar. Obviously, if you bring Apocalypse here, then you fall into a trap of Blue Marvel will go faster and potentially kill everyone. But otherwise, there's nothing much here, because even though this is in stage 3 and it could get spooky, it doesn't matter if they don't take a turn. There's also a version here where you could abuse the vulnerables from Blue Marvel, but then execution is also pretty fast, so I think if you let these two go, they're going to just wipe the floor with you. So I didn't need Daemon anywhere else, so this was kind of a free room, and it let me use Sentry elsewhere as well. So nothing too crazy here. Yo-Yo goes, I mean, they all kind of just eat shit, basically. It's kind of surprising how much damage these two took compared to Blue Marvel. A little surprising, but anyway, then you do this with Daemon, and the team is gone. So easy peasy, good efficiency, kind of exactly what you'd expect from a Daemon comp that can't be stopped. Stage 4, so this is exactly the same comp that was in here yesterday, only way bigger. So I definitely lost some efficiency here because of that, because Black Cat just took more damage, but also there was one resist check that soaked up a lot of efficiency as well, which is unfortunate, and I did not expect that to happen. So you'll see what happens. So again, here I bring Black Cat because I don't want him applying his BFE. Even if Thrasher takes it away later, you know, they'll get a bunch of buffs, they'll get a bunch of barrier. I'm gonna get exhaust on me. I don't think these guys do anything about exhaust, so I just don't want that, basically. Now this is a very big cannonball, and he, you know, does a lot of damage to Black Cat here. I think yesterday I was at around half health after the cannonball went, so pretty big difference. Now here's what goes wrong. Now I specifically target here. Magic, though, resisted the silence, which means she gets to do all of her stupid stuff, like giving out death proofs and evades and all that stuff. So because she resisted the silence, I'm going to lose a bunch of efficiency here, which I'm kind of surprised she did, but also I think she's definitely 5 diamond. Let's see, 5 diamond. She had defense up, so she gets a bunch of resistance, I guess. I don't know what the odds are of the resist check. Actually, you know what? Let's look it up. So what's my focus? Focus, 223,000, and then magic. Why did I do that? is resistance. Oh yeah, she has a lot of resistance. So something to consider, especially when it comes to placement. If you're worried about Daring Warriors for some reason against New Mutants, just put your magic in a suboptimal spot where you can't silence a lot of folks. So like, I think if you don't silence Wolfsbane, she'll take all your buffs away, because I don't think Thrasher does a silence. I think he just makes it stick. Let's see, Thrasher. Disrupt ability block on controller enemies. Apply trauma. Yeah, so where you special with Eclipse does matter versus New Mutants, and in a perfect world, you kind of want to hit this trio of Magic, Cannonball, and Eclipse probably with. I wanted to sideswipe Warlock because he's always the one that needs to die or you're in trouble. And you'll see he actually kind of took a lot of damage, and I was worried that he might survive. But anyway, then Thrasher goes, applies trauma to everyone so that all that stuff sticks, but because she doesn't have silence, she can still, what is it? Magic has a weird decay mechanic, which I always forget about, in her passive, where she reduces duration of disrupt, and then she can apply Deathproof and Evade. I think she can still do this part, the Disrupt, with Silence, but she should not be able to apply Deathproofs and Evades, which are annoying. But she does because she resisted Silence, which is unfortunate RNG. So, yeah, Wolfsbane goes, her attack is unavoidable, but because she has Silence, she doesn't get to decay anything, which is great. Now I still always just all in on Warlock, but as you can see, gets the heal, gets all that crap back up, which kind of sucks. So you can see here, I'm still just like, I just want to make sure Warlock gets to do nothing, because if he does survive and loops back to his ultimate, things could get weird. And because of this magic just healing a lot, I'm getting a little bit worried. But as you can see, it's gonna be fine. It was just not as efficient as it could have been because of a little bit of RNG, which is always going to happen when you go up against really large teams. And let's see, Daredevil Special. Probably should have targeted elsewhere. Black Cat was good here because she removed the Death Proof before her attack, because she steals buffs, so I actually really like her in this attack because she can help finish someone off. But I mean, the fight is over here. It's going to be 3 more turns, which is unfortunate. But again, all of this extra stuff going on right now is because Magic did not get silenced, so she gets to delay all my kills, which is really annoying. The end. Stage 5, another bizarrely free room here. Insidious 6 with Old Man Logan. I'm pretty sure you can Immortal X-Men this, although Old Man Logan makes that a little bit weird because he prevents Storm's charges unless your Cable has more damage than your Storm, and in my case I can't finesse that even with ISOs, so I just figured I would overkill it because why not? So I actually haven't done one of these attacks in a very long time where you just blow the other team up with Blast Star, but you'll see it works out fine. It was never in any threat. I like to do Skirmisher here on Kahori just to make sure I have vulnerables, because if you don't get lucky with Raider procs, then you don't get to do an extra attack here. But the only person that might take a turn here is Superior Spider-Man just because of his natural speed, if somehow you don't kill them all, but I mean, that's never going to happen, so... I should have probably hit him a little bit more because he will survive, because he's a 5 diamond G21 Scorpion. So he alone managed to take 1 more turn? 2 more turns? 2 more turns. So yeah, Executioner here was just my safety of, I know that I can kill, what's his face, Superior Spider-Man, or at least control him. Executioner will kill anyone else that has somehow survived. Well, so I didn't need him, but better safe than sorry. And last but not least, a slightly different version of this attack that I did yesterday, and I actually like this more because I've always been afraid to bring Sable here because she's going to make Hyperion go a lot faster, but it's still worth it just to do the buff strips on everyone because she generally lets you get off of the taunts and focus wherever you want to. So Lady Bullseye goes first, so she's going to proc my Hyperion first. Now my Sable goes and gets to remove everything. He generally tends to resist stuff. He actually resists the application of the vulnerable as well, so I probably should have targeted onto him, but it's kind of irrelevant because if I push him, he's just going to heal up again anyway, so whatever. Then his Hyperion goes, because I've also procced them, but generally my team is a little bit faster, so we get to do a bunch of good stuff here. Now, I was really worried about my Hyperion, because he took a lot of damage. These are all kind of big boys. Then his Swordmaster goes. I get a little bit lucky here with the targeting, because if he had gone here or here, they would have lost a turn, so I got a bit lucky with targeting. Because I can't get immunity because this guy has his charges up. So I debated doing an old school kind of Mephisto, Old Man Logan, something or other comp in here to get around that, but I really wanted to see if I can make this work, and the answer is yes, I can, but it's not going to be the most efficient thing in the world depending on who Swordmaster decides to attack, effectively. Since I don't have Taunt up at that time. But because I get to do the special, I kind of neuter a lot of what they would like to do. I generally like to get the Swordmaster out sooner rather than later because he feeds them energy, and if he gets to his special it can be pretty devastating, so I just want to get him out of the way. And then I'm also trying to kill him because, or well, push him I guess, because with the heal blocks on it's fine to push him. And I also didn't think I could really kill this guy. I mean, this guy's gonna die last no matter what. But anyway, maybe I should have just finished Swordmaster off, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Now he gets to do his ultimate. Honestly, it's the best thing to do is just ignore this guy. If he has his charges, just ignore him if you can, because you're not really gonna do much to him until the charges drop. So he gets to take a bunch of turns because of his speed up. Now Sable gets to go as well. He's bleeding out, so everyone's kind of dying here. Most of the fights in this room these days, or at least the way I do it, are not going to be the most efficient, but I don't think I ever need to use Sentry in this room. I can just play it out, and that's good enough for me. Because if you're forced into bringing Sentry in here for some reason, then that can have a knock-on effect on every other room. Here the stun did land, which is a little surprising, but I don't know. Even though he has a shit ton of resist, I've noticed stuns seem to land on him pretty often, which is a little frustrating. Boop. Yeah, I mean, this fight's over. So that was it. Even though Sable can proc Hyperion, I still like the fact that her ultimate just wipes away all buffs, puts Disrupt and a bunch of stuff on them, so even if they get to go, you're never really threatened. Hyperion, I might just make him a Fortifier from now on because he doesn't tend to do much other than get beat up, and when he does do his counterattacks, he'll heal even more. So I might make that tweak. But otherwise, I feel like this is my core 5 for almost anything that might be in this room moving forward. But yeah, that was round 6. Not round 6, that was stage 6 of round 3. And I will edit in if I won or not. So hopefully that mistake in room 2 didn't cost me the round. We'll find out. Good news, it did not cost me the round. So yeah, Tadano dropped 2 to my 0 with inefficiency, so that was pretty good. So I managed to go 3-0. Unfortunately, I did not even remotely reclaim the points that I lost last week. I went 0-3 last week and I lost 39 points. This week I went 3-0 and got 18 points back, so I'll need to go positive for a couple more weeks to get back to even where I was before, but I mean, it's all relative. It really depends what happens to the people around you. If I go 2-1 and they go 1-2, then I'll still climb. So I'm still hanging on to top 10 for now, even without an Nihilist, so that's pretty good. I think I'm at least 2 weeks out from getting him, probably longer. I think I can start global this week, but I'm nowhere near close for, what is it, Legendary or Villain Epic? Whatever the first one is. So yeah, in the meantime, just gonna have to continue to get creative with my defense, which means I'll have to get creative with my offense, but hey, at least it makes for fun theory crafting. So see you next time.